Shocking update. Harry's face of hypocrisy when criticized for UN virtue signaling speech. Prince Harry has been slammed for virtue signaling as he waded into US politics yet again during his speech at an informal meeting of the UN General Assembly. DailyMail.com columnist Meghan McCain blasted the Duke of Sussex for not offering any solutions to the issues in America. The Duke of Sussex, who was accompanied by Meghan Markle, launched a thinly veiled attack on the Supreme Court's Roe v. Wade ruling last month that handed abortion rights back to individual states. The 37-year-old claimed it was part of a global assault on democracy and freedom as he also cited Russia's brutal invasion of Ukraine among problems facing the world. The comments, heard by a mostly empty room at the United Nations for Nelson Mandela Day on Monday morning, were the latest broadside at US politicians. It comes after his wife Meghan described how the Duke had a guttural reaction to the Supreme Court's bombshell overturning of Roe v. Wade last month. Protesters also stood outside of the UN General Assembly in New York, with one holding up a sign which said "Why are they here?" McCain said, "Today was a missed opportunity to keep the focus on one of the truly great global leaders of all time, Nelson Mandela. The speech should have been entirely a tribute to this man. But Prince Harry can't help himself. He has to get in his virtue signaling. He wants you to know that he thinks America is a mess and he is judging it from his lectern. He's not offering solutions of any kind, mind you, just making a speech and getting back on his private jet to return to his mansion in California." Representative Jason Smith, of Missouri, said, "Once again, Harry and Meghan show how incredibly out of depth they are when it comes to American politics. Fortunately for the American people, elected officials and judges decide matters of law in the United States, not the United Nations and certainly not foreign celebrities. The last thing America needs is someone with the title Prince to lecture us on democracy and constitutional protections. There are better ways for Harry and Meghan to remain relevant than using their royal titles to opine on and try to influence US politics." Meghan and Harry arrived hand-in-hand ahead of his speech to delegates on climate change and poverty during the 2-hour meeting at the UN. It marks the first time the couple have been seen in public since jetting to the United Kingdom to celebrate the Queen's Platinum Jubilee last month, where they kept a low profile. Despite the event meant to be in celebration of Nelson Mandela Day, the prince launched an attack on American politics during his keynote speech. He said, "This has been a painful year in a painful decade. We are living through a pandemic that continues to ravage communities in every corner of the globe. Climate change wreaking havoc on our planet with most vulnerable suffering most of all. The few weaponizing lies and disinformation at the expense of the many. And from the horrific war in Ukraine to the rolling back of constitutional rights in the US, we are witnessing a global assault on democracy and freedom, the cause of Mandela's life." Royal biographer Robert Jobson also hit out at Harry, saying that he knew it would cause controversy when giving his speech. He said, "I, like all right-thinking people, believe in free speech. It is the core of democracy. Now that Prince Harry he had given up his royal role has the same right to speak out as the next man. So in that respect I commend him for a well-thought-out keynote address. That said, when the Queen gave her blessing to him to quit as a frontline working royal and live with his wife in the US, he promised not to bring the royal family into disrepute. He knows that his grandmother, our monarch, must remain above politics. He knows too when his father, the Prince of Wales, and brother, William, Duke of Cambridge make public addresses that they must remain non-partisan, thus avoiding embarrassing the Queen and the institution of monarchy.